GAMERTONE again. Here we go with another great background. Castlevania. Castlevania is my favorite game. I don't know, it's just something about Castlevania and the background and everything about the story. I just love it. So I chose that background today. But today we're going to talk about reviewing games. I am new to this. I am currently reviewing the first Blasphemous and Bloodborne and Persona 5. And I need some kind of insight on the difficulties that lie ahead because I'm already going through a lot of things. When I make certain videos that are just quick talks, they're real easy to make. You just come over here. But sometimes you gotta do some research. When doing research is not really my thing, but I like to freestyle it. But sometimes you just gotta write things down and it helps. But what are some challenges that you guys go through when you guys make reviews? What are the challenges that you're facing? I would like to know because people really don't talk about it. At least I haven't even done a search on it or anything like that. So I don't know if there's anything out there that I'm just going off the top of the dome and realizing that it's easy to do something like this where you just straight talk. But when you do a review, do some research. It takes time. Using the OBS and the capture card and getting the scenes that you want right to match what you're saying. And sometimes 2 minutes of video can take hours because I try to be a perfectionist, but there are certain things that I don't see yet that later on my eyes will be open to it. But I was trying to come out with reviews once a week, but in between, I'm probably going to have to do something like this just to keep it recurrent at least once a week. But some of the guys out there or people that deal with certain releases, that schedule that you maintain, I find it kind of difficult sometimes to reach it because the daily task of life in general, we have our own little work and this is just a hobby. And I'm learning so much. I just got me a PC for the first time. And I'm starting to realize that this is not easy. But I'm pretty sure it'll come naturally as time goes by and I'll get experiences. But I look forward into reading the comments on the more experienced people out there that been doing this for years. I would like to learn from the people I look up to, the people that gave me the motivation to start a channel of the games that I love. Just watching you guys. You guys are the reason why I'm here. Not only that, but I have a passion for it, and I'm getting ready to retire soon, so I want to settle into my hobbies. You know what I mean? So I was doing Blasphemous, and having ADHD does not help at all because you try to set schedules for yourself. I'm gonna play this game and then the next day I try to play a Metroidvania, JRPG, and maybe a Souls like type of game. And between the three I chose Blasphemous because it's more, those type of games usually could be done in 20 to 30 hours. As for a JRPG, you're looking at 60 hours of gameplay. And in a Souls type of game, I can't even say because I'm playing one for the first time and it is unforgiving. But also, Blasphemous has that thing, but most people finish that game in about 20 hours. So I think I'm an average. I'm 15 hours, probably 70% of the game through. So what are some intakes on the difficulties? I like to know because I am having some trouble, but I'm here and I'm dealing with all the issues that arise. So let me know what you think. Precision platformers like Celeste. Oh my god, I played Celeste, and that game was on another level as far as frustration goes. Has anybody played Celeste? Let me know in the comments the difficulties. But I'm still introducing myself to everybody. So I've been playing video games for quite some time, but I had some breaks because of life, career choices of jobs that I had. And I've fallen out, but came back in. But I always had that passion for it. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so I do not look like my age. I am old, but I feel like I'm 21 years old. I grew up in the retro game, so my first system was Atari. I had that for a while. It was just new to me. It really didn't hit to probably the NES. When I got the NES and I started to establish the type of games that I love, Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden, Mega Man, Dragon Warrior. There's just so many games that come to mind that Gradius, Ninja Turtles, Double Dragon. The list goes on. Then I got a SNES. My first RPG was probably Dragon Warrior, but that was it. I winded up calling Game Informer magazine and boosted up the phone bill. Never called again because my parents were strict and they were so upset on the bill. So gaming magazines were the thing. Game Informer magazine, Nintendo Power, EGM. You guys remember that. Before the internet even launched, we had that, and it was the video store where you can rent games whenever there was a new game. Oh, I've never seen that. Before it even hit the magazine, I'm gonna rent this game, try it out. And there was a beauty in the discovery of finding these games for the first time, let alone you're just a kid. You go to school, you come back, you watch your cartoons, the timeline of the cartoons, whether you did your homework in school or after. The thing was to make your parents happy so they could give you some money so you can go rent a game. And when you did, the choices that were there, you had to figure it out on your own. Nintendo magazine, all these gaming magazines helped you out. They gave you maps, they talked about games, and you pick it up. You're like, I see this game. This game's called Mega Man. I'm just gonna go play Mega Man 1 for the first time. Mega Man 1 was unforgiving. But then they came out with sequels, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, and next thing you're hooked, you're a Mega Man fanatic. Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden. Oh, these are some of the hardest games. Man, Ninja Gaiden, the first one, when you get to that level where it's towards the end of the game and you have to pass, I don't know how many levels. You gotta fight mini bosses, but it's almost impossible. I never beat it without a Game Genie. I remember the Game Genie, the Power Glove, and I remember there was this movie called The Wizard, and they go to California to play in the championships, the national championships of gaming. I was so intrigued by it. It was one of those movies I watched over and over and over. Has anybody watched The Wizard with Fred Savage? Man, I watched that movie now and it's so nostalgic. I told my son about it and he finds it great. He loves what I do. It's just a hobby, but it's cool to find a community of people that do these things. I find it very interesting. So let me know in the comments if you have ADHD, how do you deal with it? You know what I mean? And subscribe and let me know what you think about reviewing games and the difficulties and the different challenges that you face. And how do you review games? Do you do more than one? Do you focus on one? But then, like, if you have ADHD, how do you deal with it? You know what I mean? Until next time.